Hello everybody, welcome on into my YouTube channel. This is Glamour Fairy coming at you. I have a video here that I started a while ago, back in November, and I just never actually did the actual voiceover and editing of it, and I just found it. So here it is. This is what I'm doing. In this one, this is a water speed build. So like I kind of made an idea in my brain that I was going to do a bunch of element based speed builds, and this is just kind of what I was really wanting to do with this particular speed build. In the beginning, you kind of see me looking through a lot of the stuff and seeing what I can to customize it, because I forgot all of the customizations that you can do. So I've been working on it, trying to figure out a lot of the things that I wanted to do with this particular speed build, and messing around with a bunch of the stuff. I knew I wanted the poolside table, not table, the beds, the poolside beds, and I really wanted to kind of add a lot of blue in there because, you know, water, that's the color for the element that you usually tend to see, but I really wanted to kind of make it more like tropical a little bit, make it more kind of fun inside of the room. And so I kind of messed around with some of the stuff that I saw. I wanted to get some greenery in there with some of the plants, and I just really wanted to mess around with it. Now, the main reason why I wanted to get into more element-based speed builds was because I really wanted to get, into like the idea of like Avatar, The Last Airbender. I've always been a really large fan of Avatar, and I really wanted to mess around with the idea of having more element-based rooms, and I wanted to put that into my YouTube and mess around with that a little bit. Now, the reason why I started with water was because I've always felt like I had a connection with water. When watching Avatar The Last Airbender, you see the flow that they have, and so I've always kind of been more apt to be more go with the flow kind of person, and I felt like that was more of water because, you know, you see the water just moving back and forth on like the tides. But then I found out that my zodiac sign, my sun sign is Libra, and Libra is an air sign. So then I was just so confused because everything that I would look up always told me that I was an air sign, but I just could not get myself to wrap my head around that, and I really wanted to be a waterbender. I've always wanted to be a waterbender. So I just kind of messed around with the idea of a room that I would put together for a waterbender, maybe for like a beach kind of room. So it was kind of more, this was more of like a beach theme rather than a water theme. But I felt like it was the most particular way that would work with what I was doing. But yeah, there was a lot of moving around trying to find all the things that you would like to do. I found some of the outfits to put on the walls because I felt like that would be kind of cool to have all of the stuff on the walls. If you've ever seen any of my other speed builds, you would know that I get very chaotic when I do my builds. I find everything that I would love to put into the build, and I go ahead and I drop it all down right on the ground, and I put it all there, try to figure out what I like, what I don't like. Do I want to keep it? Do I not want to keep it? I like the idea of having like a bathroom in there because, you know, the water. I really like the deer scare because, again, it has the water, and I just like that kind of sound going off. It's very tranquil to me, and messing around with all of the different things that I had on here. So I knew I needed a table or a couple of tables, because that's something that I always mess up with. I feel like there should be a table, and then there's no tables that particularly go with it. Then I noticed that I kind of had some things in there that probably didn't really need to be in there. I will take them out. Sometimes I'll bring them back in. I really like the idea of having the star stuff as well. and keeping the stars, like the star clock and the nova star, having those kind of give it that extra pop of color. Even though that they're blue and everything else in here is blue as well, it just kind of gave it that extra nice pop of brightness, really. So I kept messing around with some of the things that I have on the walls. I liked moving them around. I like having them kind of like next to each other, like you would if you were to be like, this is what I would like to wear today. And I thought it was kind of cute to have everything up. And of course, you have to have Pascal on the wall. So I kept messing around with the idea of the imperial partitions, making a small little room. But I later found out that I didn't like how the room was set up. I didn't like the idea of having that room there for just a seating area and having like a tea kettle. I just felt like it was just not cooperative. It just didn't work with what we were doing. So I decided to move those out of the way. And then I remembered that I had this bathtub. I really wanted to put that in there, so I decided to make it kind of like almost like a little tranquil bathroom seating area where you have like the candles and you have you're just relaxing with the bathtub. I really like gnomes. I don't know why, I just kind of have a thing with gnomes, and I thought it would be kind of cute to have a gnome greet you as you come into the door. I really like the idea of having the water fountain, the mermaid shell fountain. That's not the mermaid fountain, that's just the shell fountain. But having the shell fountain kind of in there as well. And I liked having things just kind of be put together. I kind of wish that some of the stuff that you could have could be closer together, kind of like in Sims where you can have like things right up against each other if you put in the cheat codes. I kind of feel like I wish I could have that with Animal Crossing sometimes, because sometimes the things just don't go together enough. But you know, we work with what we work with, and I think you saw earlier, I got rid of the tea kettle because I realized that tea kettle on a beach tropical area just didn't make sense at all. I just grabbed it for the coloring, and I just realized it just did not work. Also, I kind of like having the idea of having something jutting out in the middle, just not in the right spot. I like the idea of having the sea view, but I kind of messed around trying to figure out what would work the best with it. I thought maybe making it kind of like a bathtub. I like the idea of maybe the water, like being on top of the water would be kind of fun. But I settled with the sparkly sand, the starry sand flooring, because it just worked the best with what I had. And then the sea view as well was really nice to have, because then you could see the animation of the water going by. And I kept messing around because I just didn't feel like it was enough in the middle. There was something missing. So I kept messing around with it, kept looking at it, moving it around, trying to decide on what I wanted. I kind of wanted a rug in there, but it almost felt kind of silly to have a rug in the middle of I guess the beach, because like, why would you do that? But I felt like it was a good idea to do it anyway, because it wasn't really the beach, it's a room. And so I messed around with that. I have this shell rug. It just made sense to have like a shell type rug in the bathtub area, because it's a shell rug, obviously, beach. And then I kept messing around trying to find that sweet spot, and that's what I could figure out with what I was doing. But I do want to say I appreciate you for watching the rest of this video, and even though that I did this back in November and it is now March, I still wanted to showcase it because I still kind of enjoyed what I did. It took me a few months to actually decide that I liked what I did, because I felt like it didn't work with what I was doing. I did the aggravation because I was just so mad about the whole thing, but I left it, and that is how it works. But thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video, and I appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I am so close to getting to that I'm so close to getting to that 100 subscribers, and I really appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.